Big container strike out on the frigates. One active decoy, two active decoys. 1 AD and quite a bit of chaff. I don't know if these are going to be safe or not. Oh! Hello! Welcome to Honeycomb. We're here with more Stack v Stack games, and I'm back. Nickelboy has taken over casting duties for the past few weeks. Big thanks to him for running these games and making sure people can play big Stack v Stack games, but I'm untaking over? I don't know how to phrase that. Who cares? Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP, Vestal, Sunflower Gore, Crow, and Internet Explorer on ANS, Snipes, Espresso, Six Stack Fault, and Goodnight on Team 2 OSP. Looks like both teams have the good sense to stay away from the Charlie Point. OSP is going for the lower middle Delta Bravo control. They've got a couple of ships going to swing out towards Echo. And ANS is actually going for the upper middle Delta Alpha control. They can exert pressure from Charlie more easily there, but they're not hard committing to the point. Of course, I'm making all these assumptions based on their spawns. There's no telling what they're actually going to do once we get into the game. Dropping down here with the OSP team, one multi-mission tug on a green person with a green OSP logo. I don't know who this is. I don't recognize this color. That's good nuts. Huh. Apparently I don't pay attention to anything because he plays games with us all the time. All right, he's got one CIA monitor, looks like. No, it doesn't have an LRT, but it's got a blackjack, an EWR, containers on the underside, Intel Center. Yeah, it's going to be providing. So Goodnight's playing the cap game. It's also got, oh right, one MMT and one rocket shuttle in these little pairings. So the rocket shuttle delivers the slam bang punch, and the MMT opens up targets for getting wrecked. And he's also got a pair of gun shuttles, which are much cheaper and useful for capping. Six Stack Fault, wow, only two bulk freight. What the fuck am I looking at? We have two bulk freighters with 450s and rocket launcher 36s on the backside, two of them, and also some 100mm turrets on the backside. This is a creature. It might not be horrible though. We'll have to see. Gun plotting center. Got decent internals, not amazing, but okay. I have faith, I trust. It's also got an LRT monitor and a pair of 100mm on the top and bottom. Snipes has a monitor blob. Yeah, he's talking about monitors earlier. He got wrecked by monitors in the last game, so he's wanting to whip them out. We got 600mm on the front, 100s on the top and bottom. Looks like all these are... Okay, now there's a little bit of plasma mixed in here. That'll be good. And they're escorted by one jam shuttle. This is functioning as one cohesive unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors in the jam shuttle. And Espresso on a 3,000 point container liner. Oh my. I'm hesitant to look at ANS's team comp. I think trading out Internet Explorer might have been a mistake. Guess this is... Oh boy, this OSP composition is very scuffed. We only really got one frontline team, and then the two backlines in the cat fleet. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I don't recognize this container liner, so I can't tell you what those missiles are. We'll see that later. Got some rocket missiles, which is a good start. Crow's rocking double Axfords, not broadsiders though. They got guns on the top, guns on the bottom, no guns on the backside. Whip Raider, some DC. So these are brawlers. Although they don't have 120 on the side either. They've got a ton of point defense. So if these two stick together, this is like advanced oak. Traded out the rear guns for a little more damage control and a little more point defense. Already engaging one of the rocket shuttles. In fact, it's probably going to be wrecking one of these rocket shuttles. No, it looks like this is getting fired on by a frig blob? What the fuck? Internet Explorer. I thought this was a cat fleet, but he's playing a straight up old style frig blob. Half Mark 62s, half Mark 64s, a bunch of jammers. For those of you who don't know what that is, since it's been a while since really anybody has brought this, so you take a whole bunch of Reigns frigates, put them in a group, use jamming. They're so small, and they have so many mounts that the jamming can make them basically invisible to ships at most ranges that they want to engage in, floating around between 4 kilometers and 8 kilometers. and they can just skirmish. They're not quite as fast as voxels, but they're invisible, and they dump out a ton of damage because of how many guns you can fit in one of these groups. They're a little vulnerable to missiles, which is going to be a problem considering that there's a 3,000 point missile fleet here with the container liner. Of course, it's hard to get tracks on the frigates and get lands on frigates. They can dodge containers pretty effectively. So this is going to be real interesting. The Monitor's C90, part of its reason for existing is preventing frig blobs from being absolutely monstrous, because as you might be able to understand, invisible ships that deal tons of damage are very problematic. This is going to be an interesting matchup, I can already tell. Alright, let's finish getting through these fleets before we really start digging into the ships here. Sunflower Girl has 2 Axfords that are offset from each other. The Broadsiders, are they TC'd? No, this one isn't.
1 PC Spyglass.
Okay. Yeah, one is track correlated spyglass. Cool. That's the Ba. The other one is Ki. Okay. Ton of damage control on these. Looks like Vastal is the one rocking the cap lead. He's got an anchor of Voxel for running around and shooting things and doing the anti-cap thing. With 1, 2, 3, 4 Torp Corvettes and 1 Spy Frig. Man, this team is lacking in the sensor department. Both teams kind of are, to be fair. I don't know about the ungunned Torp Frigs, though, yeah, because you have that problem. If there's a piece angled in range, torpedoes just get shot down. OSP manages to secure a cap on Echo. Yeah, it looks like one of the frigates, or one of the, what is this, Sprinters is about to get rocketed by. See you later. Dead. That's an incredibly expensive...
Sprinters all have some hybrids.
Oh my god, so that is extremely expensive. Because you got Torps and hybrids.
2 hybrids each.
Oh my goodness.
So
It's pricey.
But yeah, no, that... It's a cap fleet with only 6 ships.
Okay, the Frigate Blob and the Monitors are running into each other now. Frigate Blob is jamming out the Monitors, but I do believe they are... No, they're not detected at all. They're completely invisible. Monitors are getting locked. Of course, the Frigates can't do anything to the Monitors. The Mark 62s are going to do nothing to the heavy armor, and the Mark 64s are going to do, well, not nothing, but not very much. This team does have 3 Axfords in range, though, and they're dumping out the 450 AP, which is getting bounced and missing. Wild.
No, I think it might be overpenning.
No.
They're just missing right now.
They're
These
just
are yard
missing.
drive monitors, so actually quite agile.
And they
they're
were getting, they were pinging a little bit as well. Okay, the Monitors are backing off, so that fight's gonna be a little bit of a long one. It looks like a 6 stack fault is backing out from cover to get those 450s firing down on the Axford. There's no track, or no lock, I should say. They've got an LRT at medium range with no track correlators. Oh, honey, you cannot be firing on that. Yeah, so very little, almost no damage actually coming into that Axford. It's gonna be able to repair all that thanks to the higher repair threshold.
Wait, does that have no track correlate?
No track correlators. That's okay. 6 stack faults of blue. We can have that conversation when we're done here.
No, absolutely.
Monitors have been harried by the jamming and the Frig Blob and the 450 fire, and they're diving down onto cover. OSP still has a cap advantage. Nobody's put Charlie. Nobody has pulled Delta. So they got Bravo and Echo. ANS has Alpha, but they just don't really have good shape on grabbing either Charlie or Delta. The 450 bulk freighter is overlooking that, can cover that pretty effectively. Even though the LRT isn't going to help them engage things at long range, they're close enough that the Bridgemasters should provide a fine enough track to gun down whatever comes in there, even if a small vet like a Sprinter comes in there, 450 AG.
Strike on Necronomicon Girl.
And the Sprinter would absolutely ruin it. It's going to be coming from the underside of this Axford. That's one of the best angles you can have for Axford. It's the only better one being from the top. It's really like an offset of about 10 degrees on top that I don't think any of the defenders can shoot. He's got a lot of point defense. Black's softening it up. The defenders. Oh, man. Dodges!
Ooh.
It's
One
one,
drops though.
Chaff is
It's
all
fine.
you need, baby. Took a little bit of damage to that whiplash drive. Got it redded out. Gonna be able to bring that up back to a quarter. Lost also quite a bit
single
of
stone wall.
capability on its VLS1. But now that they know the container liners are out, I think the Axford's probably going to group up a little bit. Yeah, Crow has one Axford going up and one Axford going down there. Trying to meet in the middle. Frig Blob's flanking around the outside of the map. Gonna try to get around and fight the bulk freighters. If this thing can get on the bulk freighters, they will be in big trouble because Mark 62s and Mark 64s, well, they can't do that much to monitors. They can tear bulk freighters to shredderinos. Yeah, with no track correlators, Pi, they might be able to see the monitors, but they're not going to be able to shoot it.
If they can see the Frig Blob, they can start throwing bombshells at it.
That is true. That is
And
very
after
true.
the buff bombshell could absolutely kill that Frig blob.
50 landing on these Axford. It's really going to be a matter of whether or not that player realizes what's going on and points the LRT up there. They see the Frig Blob, they understand what's happening, but it looks like they're using it for fire support for their own weapons. As monitor still isn't angling. Bulk Fritter's getting shot at from above. Haven't taken too much damage yet, but red berthing. The posters will be destroyed very shortly. And the cap game is kind of stagnated on the other side of the map in the meantime. Vastal's trapped with all these MMTs and rocket shuttles everywhere. This is like a hard counter to the Torp vets.
Finally tasking the Bridge Master or Bloodhound, but it's too late.
Ooh. Torp's missing. These Torps might be poorly tuned too. I just watched a torpedo miss an MMT that is parked.
LRT on the Frig Ball. This
Yeah,
snipe's gonna reprioritize.
Not detecting anything though. In fact, it's swinging off while the thing is moving.
The enemy is securing zone eclipse.
It's firing
Oh,
at.
I
Oh,
got it.
probably thinks this is a tug, but it's a monitor. So all these 250 HE rounds are gonna plink harmlessly off the start. Okay, I figured it out. Switch to the AP.
Oh, I just noticed what's on the offside of 6-stack faults. A lens.
Yeah,
That's delightful.
Yeah.
the 100 mils. Okay, we got another contender strike heading out for Crow. 100 mils and the rocket combination on the backside is really funny, but I can't think of a situation where you'd ever actually wind up using them. But
No, just pure 100 mils would be better.
I think Sig Stack Fault's in trouble. They're kind of cut off from the rest of their team at this point.
Tanner is heading into Crow. Several lands, 4 right into that heel. Looks like 2 more
Yeah,
coming as
the Commandian
well.
Fault
Nope,
is,
gets covered. This thing is very red and orange. It can repair some of this. Probably gonna have to scram, but that expert is heavily bruised. 6-stack fault's really starting to take fire from the Frig Blob now. Yeah, they're getting an angle that the bulk freighters are not going to be able to avoid getting shot at for much longer. BW 2000? No.
Oh, why?
Oh.
It has a reactor.
It's okay. We'll just have that conversation.
No.
One bulk freighter getting RPF to smithereens. No damage coming in because it's RPF, but it does look very dramatic.
Psychological warfare right there.
Yeah. How's the crew feeling with all those blinks happening on the outside of the hull? Looks like Sprinter up on Charlie is getting hit with S2s with 100 mils. I think some rockets came in too. Oh yeah, that's another extremely expensive Sprinter. Dead after doing... don't think anything? Okay, there's one shuttle that's taking some hits. Yeah, but the other shuttle and the MM2 are fine. Rocket shuttle's going to be able to fly under Charlie and capture it. ANS has the meat, but they don't have anything to enable that meat to fight. They don't have the sensor elements. And they don't have good angles either. And then they don't have enough of a cap game to force a pitched battle. because Vestal is playing into what is effectively his direct counter. It's a real uphill battle from here. Yeah, 450 AP going after shuttles. Is that what I'm bearing witness to right now? Okay, no, let's fire to the other monitor. Still not getting lands. Monitor blob able to survive surprisingly effectively. I thought after the experts got that good angle on him, they'd be in big trouble, but they've managed to rotate away from the Delta side where all the experts are hanging out over to Echo. Firing 100 mil at Vestal's cap control voxel. It's not going to be too much longer before that thing starts taking damage. In fact, it's taking damage already. 100 millimeter AP. Not much, just a little bit of little splashy yellow. SP's managed to get on to Charlie with an MMT, and there's nothing really in range to do much about that. The Frig Blob going on Safari, trying to stay away from the monitors, trying to stay away from the LRT, but still get shape on the 450 bulkers. Yeah, there they are coming around the corner now, jamming out the LRT ship, sending some guns down the field. But the 250 AP just doesn't cut it versus monitors. It really doesn't. Done some bruising, but they can't reach in and really start causing problems. 120 AP is doing absolutely nothing. Oh my god. We got a container strike going out on the frigates, possibly? I don't know. Rocket containers, I can't see the path. Womp womp. Yeah, that's where they're going. It's gotta be where they're going, dude. No? I have no idea where these rockets are going.
Oh yeah, Snipes is isolated.
Yeah, he made the wrong decision. Separating from the line ships is probably a bad play.
Yeah, now he's out in the middle of the map. All the experts can look at him and just shell him.
Oh wait, no, not Snipes, but Sig Stack is isolated.
Well,
Yeah, Sig Stack's been
was
bullied.
holding that position and yeah, couldn't really go anywhere without sailing out in front of all the 450 firepower.
So the frigates have managed to bully these down and keep them out of the game. They haven't killed them just yet. So Six Stack Fault's actually doing a pretty decent job of delaying the frigates from being very effective. Because if they're able to storm onto the map, they could tear the MMTs and the shuttles apart. But this LRT has to go if they're able to do their thing, so this makes sense. Yeah, in fact, they've already shot out the bullseye. I think I underestimated 250 AP's ability to deal with monitors. To be fair, this is a pretty cheap backline monitor. Basic CIC large locker. No DCX.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
So this thing's going to take a lot of fire and take it very quickly. Or a lot of damage, I should say. Take it very quickly. Got some more containers flying out after the cap ships, but yeah, AMMs or perhaps just running out of burn time. Handled that. Monitors continuing to 450 AP fire. Well, it looks like the target prioritization isn't really there. Several different ships are being fired at. I think it's it's a sightline thing. 2 experts can see one monitor, 2 experts can see another, or it's actually an expert and a voxel. Nice, nice. These monitors get torn apart, and the bulkers get dealt with, or at least the LRT gets dealt with. Those frigates are going to be able to run on the map and have the run of everything.
Frigates are finally getting missiled.
CLC and DHOJ. Oh, I see. There we go. You know.
And 100 mils on the line ships coming in clutch and helping deny the decap.
That's so cursed, dude. I wish I would have caught that a little bit better. Yeah, and some rockets coming out from them too. I mean, you got the Bridge Master, you might as well use it. Yeah, Container Player having a little bit of issue with getting the lands, especially on Internet Explorer. He understands how to fly well. He's doing a good job of it. Okay, the Freak Blobs have switched to the bulkers. They're dumping HE. They're in the broadside. These things are not moving fast. I got the BW 2000s in them. Those are energy drives, for those of you who don't have all the things memorized, you know, for the rational, sane people. That's the drive that gives you extra energy, but it sacrifices all your mobility. Or, not all of your mobility, but it sacrifices mobility in every
It makes
category.
it feel like you're driving a brick.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's your Toyota Corolla with a power plant.
Is your Toyota Corolla, but someone swapped out the engine of a lawnmower engine to save gas?
Well, it doesn't give you any thrust malices, does it?
I,
Or
don't
it's just
remember.
a-
I think it used to and it didn't anymore. Ooh, 1 HEKP going into run into one of Snipe's monitors.
Still, the opportunity cost of getting a thrust bonus or a flank bonus is awful.
Securing zone dagger.
Is indeed. OSP up on the score right now, up on the cap control as well. They got Bravo, they got Charlie. Unity 32, 304, although it looks like ANS is finally going to be able to secure the cap on Delta. Just being up ahead by 1 actually isn't that bad, so even though OSP has had the advantage for most of the game, ANS is able to force these pitch battles now with the positioning of the Frig Blob and the positioning of the Axfords. And that's going to start bleeding OSP dry.
Enemy is securing zone.
Big container strike out on the frigates. 1 active decoy, 2 active decoys. Now 1 AD and quite a bit of chaff. I don't know if these are going to be safe or not. Oh!
Oh, the humanity!
Oh, the frigmanity. Yeah, so because of the shape of the frigate hull, when these things get hit by containers, this is what usually happens. The reactor goes down, or the engine goes down. And then it's happened. Yeah, lost a whip, lost a reactor. So it's 2 frigates going to be stunned for a little while IE gets those set back up. Though I have figured out roughly where the container liners come from. I think they're burning in that direction based on the lollipops here. They're going down to the lower part of the Bravo side of the map. And there is nothing screening this container liner. This player really needs to be moving with their team. Okay, they started to figure out the Frig Blobs are on the way. Looks like they're burning. They're not flanking, though. But they are burning towards the exit side of the map where the rest of the team is. There still isn't going to be a screen to protect the ship from the frigates.
The enemy secured zone eclipse.
The monitors have now rotated all the way over to Echo, have captured the point, gonna give OSP another point advantage. They're up 20 on the score. Monitors are rotating over to Alpha. Pushing the Axfords off the map a little bit, but I don't think the Axfords need to be super afraid of this. They don't have that much in the way of jamming. And the 450 AP does add up real quick. Vestal's Voxel eating several hesh, but it's mostly fine. Still doing his job of just snipping off cappers here and there. Eating shots from the monitors, but prioritizing the smaller vessels because that's what the 250 can more effectively deal with. Now the container strike coming out here on the frigates.
I think it's aimed a little high.
You might be right. You may be crazy. Oh no, it's terminating too late is what the problem is. Yeah, this is high and late. This is going to slam into one of the disabled ones and absolutely destroy it. But this is quite a wasted volley, or the defenders are just going to kill half of them anyways. Okay, decoys come out. That's going to distract the defender enough, so that's going to get killed off. So a little bit of snipage there. Yeah, that's a pretty sizable amount of DPS. You can't really lose. So the thing about the Frig Blob is that it's a holistic... Ooh, AD's trapped inside 2 ships that are making out. That's unfortunate. Glonk. The thing about Frig Blob is it's kind of one cohesive 3,000 point ship scattered over a few hulls. So you really do need the whole. They are the sum of their parts, and when you start losing bits and pieces, the efficacy of this thing drops dramatically. I think it lost like a fifth of its DPS by losing one of those frigates. Might be more. Monitors are starting to spread up a little bit here, split up a little bit here. One's going up to Charlie. Got a couple going towards Alpha. Looks like there's 1, maybe 2 that are planning to stay close-ish to Echo and defend it from the Voxel. Because most of the Corvette capping assets have been destroyed or have been ran out of missiles. Innis doesn't really have anything in position to control Charlie. The frigates can go after Bravo and capture that pretty easily, but they are... Blue team is 50 points down at this point, and that's really starting to add up. Not even quite the halfway point in the match, though. Not the end of the world. ANS may be behind on CAS, but OSP is very behind on military power. Goodnuts lost. Quite a few ships. 6-stack fault's been forced out of the map because there's just nothing they can do about the frigates. Hell yeah.
Rocket containers out on the frigates, though.
Oh, there's another one down. See you later. Bye. Just like that.
Bunk.
Reduced to atoms. Yeah, Axfords could jump around on the map and park on points, but I think the container liner sort of prevents that. Because you do need to be mobile to soft kill, or you need to be grouped to hard kill. And being parked out on points gives you neither.
Yeah, the Frig Blob's mobility's been pretty much crippled.
It means getting shelled. Looks like one's about to go down. Oh, there it goes. Bye-bye. One nerd down. 4 remain. Target priority is very effectively
Coming.
switch the lock and immediately firing. Or
6-stack
maybe
coming
not.
up behind the frig ball, though. Let's see if they're actually brave enough to poke.
Yeah, the problem is you're gonna poke out, you're gonna get shelled by the other Axford from above. Or with the HE into some already battered line ships is gonna be a real problem. In fact, it looks like this might be AP. No, that's high
I think
explosive.
6-stack Bolt's trying to engage that Axford.
Maybe, but there's no sensor track on it.
Oh.
Like
Not
this is an
there, it's not.
undetected Axford, so I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I was looking where their guns were pointing, roughly.
Break block continues to move around the lower side of the map, moving a little slower now, a little more casually, or a little more, not casually, the other C word, carefully. Just think there is some engine damage here, yeah, slowing them down, as was mentioned. So we got 2 comedy builds. The fucking Imins and the Frig Blob. And it surprises the hell out of me that the monitors have not been actively pursuing the Frig Blob, because they are, quite genuinely, the only tool OSP has to really deal with those. But they've just been rotating away. And I don't know if that's a mistake, or if it's a clever play by ANS forcing those ships using the 450 Axfords to push them onto Echo. Of course, they wound up engaged with the 450 vessels anyways, but at much closer range where the bridge mastery can be effective. And the track-correlated spyglass isn't the massive advantage that it is at the longer ranges.
I think the monitors keeping pressure on the front line was ultimately more important to winning this game. The Frig Blob's been heavily neutered just by container strikes.
They've only really lost 2, and they're a little bruised up, but
I'm pretty sure it lost its long-range spotting radar and at least one other whole-ass ship.
True. ANS is now managing to capture Charlie with one of Crow's Axfords.
Yep, there's the spy.
Some containers coming up towards it, though. Rocket containers.
man, Hodge.
Bear witness. Actually, they might be going after it, yeah.
The enemy secured zone
Going
conflict.
for the other Axford, the lower Axford. Beach has a stone wall and arc. It's gonna help, not gonna completely prevent the damage. It is gonna mitigate it somewhat. Ooh, good dodge! That last strike is pretty brutal though. It eats about 16 rockets. Thereabouts, messes up the underside of the vessel, doesn't cut anything out, but is currently under fire by monitors, and has another command container strike incoming. Bye-bye. The ship's gone. Yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
No snipes needed that to take the pressure off.
And now Snipes can just fire into this thing with some Hesh and execute it. Or it might go nuclear. In fact, there's another volley of containers incoming.
Another container strike has hit the cat. That's
Now this is overkill. You really don't want to do this. Yeah, okay, so there's the structure break. And this thing is in truly nightmarish shape. Dopamine generated. It's like the bulk freighters and the frig blob in the meantime have re-engaged their, well, I say that, but the frig blob has engaged the bulk freighter, and the bulk freighter is still kind of playing around with their 450s hanging out.
They don't even have tracks on that frig ball, I don't think.
They don't.
Nope.
One is
They can't
spotted.
even see them. Fast. Feel bad.
Oh, another command container strike going out on a frigate.
Yeah, the frigate has done the brave thing and gone over to Bravo to capture it. Honestly, it's kind of worth considering how many things that could kill. In fact, I
Yeah,
think this
they
has
did
2
that.
rocket strikes coming out, which is way overkill. Now this rocket strike's going elsewhere.
For the frig blob, I think.
It's gotta be.
No.
OSP managing to hold on to Echo and Bravo. ANS now
Oh.
approaching 100 points behind. We're
Oh,
getting
no,
into
it's
the
murdering that one frigate even harder.
second half of the game now. Oh my. Well, that was catastrophically wasteful. These poor bulk raiders, dude. It's so sad.
My son S2H just snuff out on a monitor. Incredible.
Compendium Boy not technically dead yet somehow. Oh,
No, there it goes.
There it
and
goes.
blooming a monitor on its way out.
I think Crow's driving towards the monitors on purpose, actually.
The timing of
Nice.
that too in relation to that bloom was hilarious.
No, Snipes' monitor ball is just falling apart. OSP is in really bad shape.
It's a rout. Yeah, most of my imins are.
Oh, are we gonna see RPF on a monitor?
I hope so. Unfortunately, we are RPFing a monitor, but we are RPFing the full monitor, full armor, full HP Intellitor.
Maybe he's trying to knock the EWR off.
Well, you literally can't damage them with RPF. So.
Yes, breakthrough armor to do anything.
LRT has
Oh,
managed to
there
get
we
around
go.
behind the Frig Blob and is spotting them. I don't really know where they're getting
Knocked
spotted
out the
from.
C90.
Because I think the LRT... No, okay. 6-stack Pulse LRT ship is tracked. Delta's been captured by the bulk freighters. Frigates are heading in, but the bulk freighter is eating 450 fire. Counter battering with 100 mil, which is not going to do anything. OSP still has a chance to win this. In fact, OSP's in the lead firmly. ANS has a lot more green on their board. Got a little bit more gray. OSP can still clutch this out, especially if this rocket shuttle manages to capture Alpha, which I don't think it will, considering there's a little Torp S3H vet parked here nearby. I'm gonna be able to nuke that. The rocket strike coming out. It's probably going after the Prig Blob.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
Lines are real messy at this point. Big brawl over Echo. I think splitting these frigates up is a mistake. I think that's the real problem here. So every time Internet Explorer is chopped off a frigate, he's lost it.
The enemy is securing zone comet.
Yeah, let's watch this missile strike. I want to see a guy die. Going around the corner. Catching active decoy. One goes off at an actual frigate. Deals some heavy damage to it. This is going to be trapped for a little bit. Ordinance cut out. Oh, and that's one of the jam frigs. You really can't be losing that. You have to have that. Although at this stage of the game, without damage, everybody is having the DPS is more important than having jamming.
The enemy secured zone dagger.
Dargaribdus manages to get a cap lead, but it's only going to last for a few short seconds because OSP is up on Charlie with one of these monitors. It's going to be capped real quick. ANS now down 140 points. Yeah, I don't think these torps are properly tuned because they keep missing things that they really, really shouldn't be missing.
The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Bulk Fighter, however, will still die to 120 and 250. No question about that. It's an Axford up by Charlie, but it's looking like it's not willing to get onto the point. Same too, because this monitor is pretty low HP. Could just hop in there, or it might get containered. No, this is going for the other Axford. Nice. Burning decoys. It's a lot of chaff. I think that chaff's fired a little too early though. Point blanking.
Oh no,
Bulk
Wake
Fighter.
Val's doing the work.
Yeah, this thing's in full blast.
Oh, it's too late.
Bonk. Autumnal Axford. Oh, bonk.
Oh,
The enemy is securing
Blood
zone
Bank
Rock.
Axford. And that's going for the Bravo Cap again, but bonk. They're eating more rockets. The Frig Bob now seems to have no anti-missile capabilities. Still got some guns. I don't think they have any jamming either. They are gonna die very fast to the container liner at this range. Looks like they're gonna be able to get the Bravo Cap off anyways. So many rocket containers. But these are gonna start staging on dead frigs. Yeah, there, look at that. Bonk. Axford has dove onto the echo point, taking on the shuttles and the monitors at point blank range. It's not going great.
The enemy secured
Kind of having struggle finishing off one of the shuttles and not engaging one of the monitors.
No, Sunflowers would probably be better spent instead of shooting at the shuttle on the A cap, because that's stable at least. They should be supporting the E cap. But odds are, even with their combined firepower, they just couldn't kill these monitors fast enough.
No, we're only about 100 points out from the end point. It's not going to take too long. ANS has managed to acquire a cap lead. But they
I think they need at
cannot
least a
catch
four
up
caps, though.
without having more caps than this. Only a one tick lead, being down 150 points. That's not really enough. Oh shit, the command, or the ARAD actually, punching through the Frig Blob, kills everything on Bravo. Is the container liner gonna have the balls to go cap the B point? Come on.
I think so.
the enemy is securing
Come on. I think so. It's going for it. It's going for the gap. Okay. This is OSP's game. ANS has jumped onto the Charlie point. This Axford's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon, though. They're definitely going to be able to capture this. Goodnut has a tug up here that's going to die to the 450 at point blank very fast. Tug suffer immensely to 450 shells. As long as they can land, of course. Things are continuing to go as expected on Echo. One of the monitors goes down. There's still the Intellitor over here. As well as one rocket shuttle. Or jam shuttle, actually. Right, that was escorting the monitors. Alpha's secure. This could go either way, but A&S is gonna have to clutch this one out
Enemy secured zone.
real close. Sealand's gonna pounce on a Bravo, capture that in about a minute and 20 seconds. A&S can't quite finish off this monitor, not with one Axford and one Voxel. And there's also the shuttle that's going to be able to contest this. It has one functioning Bellbird, and that will count as a weapon for cap control purposes. It's 4-1. A&S catching up pretty fast. But OSP is also closing out the game pretty fast. They're now only 110 points down, but OSP's capturing the Bravo. They gotta get a 4 cap. And I think if OSP grabs Bravo and holds it for more than about 10 seconds, they're gonna have to get a 5 cap. It's really gonna come down to this echo point right here.
I think Alpha's also gonna be one. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, rock containers.
Oh, see you later.
The enemy is securing zone.
Alright, that's the game. OSP takes it.
Container liners was carrying OSP.
Don't hear that very often.
We all doubted.
Yeah, I definitely did.
The enemy secured zone boxer.
Is that? I'm watching RPF go through a shuttle.
Yeah, so when they're fired at extremely close range, they won't burst. There's
It's like
gonna
a minimum arming distance, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, makes sense.
and so
But
it'll
they-
just punch right through.
Huh.
Yeah, there's the slightest of chances that OSP runs out of weapons, but I don't think that's gonna happen in the next 30 seconds.
The enemy secured zone atlas.
Less than that at this point.
It'd be the funniest outcome for this match.
God.
though.
They don't even have time to cap a zone, it's over.
That's the ball game, baby cakes.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be a good battle report. That was a great match too. It's pretty close there, especially in the mid game. I thought A&S was gonna pull out a military victory. OSP is able to hold on just long enough, to survive. 100,000 damage on the Axford. 65,000 damage on this container liner. That is more than enough for the A&S award for Espresso. And it's been a long time since anybody's gotten one of those in the Stack v Stack games. Very nice, very based. And an Explorer pulling out pretty good volume of damage out of the Frig Blob. Easily the MVP of the A&S team. Man, 30,000 damage to Sunflower Girl too. This is just a lethal game. Good night, getting some good hits off with the UNITs and the rocket shuttles.
Fastals, CL.
Oh my god.
6-stack vault, not able to do that much because of all the bullying with the Frig Blob. Snipes dumping a fair bit of
That's
damage
pretty
down the
sweet, on
field. And yeah, Vast still doing it as well. Oh my goodness. Bloody match.
For having 3 fleets on top of me, it survived longer than I thought it would.
Man, I was just a damage farm. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to close this out. Everybody can ready up and we can get into the next game. GG! I hope you enjoyed that. If you did and you want to participate in these things, we had a lot of new people out in the voice call and in that game. I know 6-stack Fault and Sunflower Girl are both fairly new to the Discord. In fact, I think they joined less than 2 days ago. We had a few spectators that are pretty new too, like Nick Zero. See, Arcana TGS, I have no idea who this guy is. But I think we can call that a good game. If you want to participate in these, what I was originally trying to say is if you want to participate in these things, I have a Discord. The link for that is down in the description. Come on by, say hi, hop into games with us. We welcome anybody of every skill level. And we discuss, we teach, we learn, we grow. And sometimes we learn from each other. Like Espresso is relatively new. Not super new, but relatively new. And absolutely whipped ass in that container liner. Very cool to see. I've also got a Patreon that supports me and all the time and energy and work I put into keeping the server running and casting games and doing the video editing and just all the little community things I do. You don't have to contribute to that. If you do, it's nice. It helps. It's helpful. And it makes my life a little easier. Just if you want to. And that's it. I will see you in the battle space, dear viewer. Good night.